Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Adriene, Foundations Yoga. Today we're going to learn Garudasana or Eagle Pose. This is a request I get a lot, and it's a great one because especially for a beginner, this pose can look like a pretzel-y yoga pose that you just don't even want to mess with. But it's really fun and it has a lot of therapeutic benefits. You're probably going to come across it in a hatha yoga class, in a public class. So it's a really fun one to learn, and if you like the eagle like I do, then it always feels good to practice. What can I say? I like the eagle. The eagle is actually a very special symbol in my family. So shout out to the Martinez family here. All right, let's hop on the mat and learn Garudasana. All right, so we're going to begin standing today, feet hip width apart. Just take a second to bend the knees generously, send the hip bones way back. We're just going to do a little squat here, sending the fingertips forward, spreading awareness through all four corners of the feet, just kind of gearing up so we're not going into eagle pose just yet. And this is an attractive pose to demonstrate. No, I'm just going to take a second here to just bring awareness to the weight distribution in my feet. Just send my sit bones back, fingertips forward. The legs get a little wake-up call, a little charge. And then last but not least, I'm going to bring awareness to my belly and my rib cage, just kind of drawing energy in as I send the fingertips out. So this is actually a great workout here too, a little squat. Take a deep breath in. Maybe you sink a little lower, lift your toes, spread awareness through all four corners of the feet, and then on an exhale, tuck the pelvis, should feel good, and release the fingertips down. Whew. Awesome. Now we're going to bring the feet together, maybe keeping just a little bit of space, like almost a thumbprint's worth of space between the heels. Once again, bend the knees generously. We're going to come to an utkatasana, sending the sit bones back, fingertips forward. We actually have foundations of yoga for a full utkatasana chair pose, but we're just kind of checking with the legs and once again lifting the toes, connecting to the foundation here, which is the soles of the feet, right? Drawing energy up from there. Take a deep breath in. Maybe sink a little lower. Inhale in. And exhale should feel awesome to press into the earth, tuck your pelvis, and find that lift up through the heart and the crown of the head. Great, we take just a pause here in mountain. And then we're going to send the fingertips forward and explore Garudasana. So right away, again, foundations of yoga, we're really breaking it down here. I'm going to reach the fingertips forward. In fact, I'll turn again profile so you can see this in my shoulder blades. I'm going to reach forward, spreading my shoulder blades left to right. Reach. Then I'm going to loop my shoulders and plug them in. Keep reaching energy forward through the fingertips, but we're going to come from this like gimme shape to looping the shoulders and kind of plugging the shoulder blades in and together and down. So again, you can see this. I'm going from reaching here to looping the shoulders, finding this lift through the sternum, and a bit of poise comes to my shape, and it feels good. It feels active. Excuse me, allergies. Good old Austin allergies. Looping the shoulders down, finding that lift in the heart. Stay here. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. And we're going to find a soft bend in the knees. So you don't have to go into a big generous bend, just a soft bend here. And again, we remember that squat as we really spread awareness through the soles of the feet. Now we're going to drop the right arm underneath the left, and then we swing the fingertips up to kind of come into this hiya pose. So the elbows are hooked here. We kind of come into this ninja posture here, and I remember to sink my hips a little bit. Great. So from here, stay at this V. I'm going to peel my right toes up, cross my right toes over my left leg here. And then I can stay here, and the reason I stay here is not just to be cute and fun in this ninja pose, but to really gauge my hips and shoulders. So right toes touching the earth, I'm going to pull my right hip down. Fingertips are pointing up towards the sky, I'm going to pull my right shoulder down. So there's a tendency to kind of do this. I'm really low in my eagle, I'm all twisted up, but given that this is foundations of yoga, we're really going to consider our foundation, and then you're going to really be able to soar in this Garudasana with practice. So I go from my Hayavi here, I cross my right toes. Again, pull the right hip crease down and pull the right shoulder down. Ah, nice. And if you're new to the shape, this could be where you kind of stop today and go, all right, I'm really gonna work with integrity, pulling that right hip crease down, keeping an awareness through the sole of my left foot, and then pulling that right shoulder down, lifting up through the sternum. Okay, to go a little deeper, we might continue the wrap of the arms around, palms come together, but not at the sacrifice of these shoulders being, you know, kind of in line, in alignment. So keep that right shoulder down. And then maybe I lift my right toes up, and maybe, I'm just gonna fix my mic here. Maybe I wrap my right toes all around, but again, not at the cost of this hip rocking forward. So I'm gonna imagine imaginary thumb, pulling my right hip crease down. So again, I may just stay here with the right toes on the ground and this kind of awesome Haya V here so that I can practice leveling the shoulders and leveling the hips and still really connected to my standing leg in a nice, really strong, just integrated way, right? So what I'm getting at is we're not kind of getting into the pose and then holding on for dear life. We're getting into the pose in a way where we're fully integrated. All those intrinsic muscles are going along for the ride. I'm connected with my breath. And yeah, from there, right, eagle pose, you can really soar high, fly high with the breath. So if we are able to wrap the palms and we are able to wrap those toes, then we're just going to keep a constant awareness of the hips and shoulders. Wherever you are, we're all going to bring our awareness now back to the breath and then pay attention to what's going on in the pelvis. So there might be a tendency, although this is a awesome kind of full variation of eagle, we're going to keep it nice and stacked today. So just notice what's going on in the pelvis. Lengthen the tailbone down and find that lift up through the heart again, the sternum. Then you might take your gaze from the video now and focus your gaze just past your nose here, finding a soft gaze, or we call this a focus, drishti in Sanskrit, down past the nose. So the heart is lifting up, the shoulders are grounding down, the fingertips might reach up, and the elbows, nice integrated moment here. So we're not just reaching forward, but we're finding the balance between this lift and lengthen and this grounding down. Take one more breath wherever you are. You might challenge yourself by sinking a little deeper. If you are further along in the practice, you know there are variations of Garudasana, eagle, sleeping eagle, you know, that you can play with. But wherever you are, let's take one more full, buoyant breath. And then we'll release, unravel the arms, unravel the legs, press into both feet evenly. And let's inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Full body stretch. And then exhale, let it go. Back to mountain. And let's try the same thing on the other side. So we spread awareness through the feet and we're going to bend the knees generously again, just kind of softly. Coming into a bend. So there is this thing of like kind of rushing. It's the same thing when we look at the foundations of tree pose. If you just dump the weight into your right foot, kind of into your right hip, and then build the pose from there, you're really putting a lot of undue pressure on the joints, A, and B, it's going to be harder to be this buoyant, free, beautiful, you know, find your energy, your prana, your kundalini vibes or whatever in your posture if you're not connected. So really slow it down and let's play here with the process, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Bend the knees. We find this comfortable seat here. It's not comfortable. And we find a little seat and we find a place of ease here, I should say. And we reach the fingertips forward once again. Take a deep breath in, long breath out as you ground down through the shoulders. And remember that reach and pull. See if you can find that movement as we plug the shoulders in and lift the heart up. This time we'll draw the left fingertips down, so left arm comes underneath the right, and once again we hook the elbows and lift up. Okay, this can be a little different for everyone, right? Just find what feels good here, and we're going to start paying attention to the shoulders. So left arm underneath. And this time we keep this energetic lift up through the center channel as we peel up through the left foot. We squeeze the left knee up and we cross it over. So we're here and here. Left toes touch the earth, and we now bring our awareness to those hip creases again. So you might imagine, again, pulling that left hip crease down. Might sink a little deeper. Lengthening the tailbone down towards the earth. And we're here playing with the shoulders. So again, if you're starting to torque, this is really not the eagle we're looking for. Kind of holding on for a wing in a prayer. Eagle wing and a prayer. So you might just stay here, leveling the hips and leveling the shoulders. If you feel like you can play with that, even wrestle with it is good, while still bringing the palms around. Even if they don't touch, you can still play with continuing this twist around. You might do that, and same thing with the toes, but we're just going to play here, finding the breath and finding a softness, paying attention to the hips, head over heart, heart over pelvis here as we lift the fingertips up maybe on this variation. And once again, when we're ready, taking our focus from the video and maybe bringing it into a softer gaze of focus down past the nose line here. We breathe into the belly, stretching and strengthening the lower body as we lift the heart up. Garudasana, eagle pose. We inhale, lift the fingertips up. Exhale, ground down. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper into that standing leg. If you want to take a variation here now, if you're like, I did it on one side, I'm going to try it on the other, maybe you go ahead and practice a little playtime here, but otherwise work on your breath. And if you have to come out of it and in and out of it, this is the time to play. So rock on. Ooh. So the thing about eagle is we kind of just, I speak from my own experience, we kind of just wrap into it tight, trying to master the shape rather than build the process and the experience. And the more you kind of focus on the process, the richer the experience is going to be, especially when you're in public class and this comes up. So wherever you are, take one more deep breath in. And then we'll use the exhale to unravel the arms and the legs, press into both feet firmly. And again, we'll reach up nice and tall. Maybe slight back bend this time if it feels right. And then we'll exhale back to mountain pose. Awesome. Just notice how you feel. Notice the differences between the right leg and the left leg. Shake it off if you need to here. Shake it off. Taylor Swift shout out. Only in my yoga videos, right? We take a second to close the eyes. Seriously, take your gaze off the video. Maybe draw your attention inward. Notice your breath. Open the palms. Life is good. We take a deep breath in. And exhale. Let it go. All right, awesome work, my friends. So that was eagle pose. If you're craving more foundations of yoga, I just wanted to tell you a couple of videos that you might want to try after this if you have some time that will go good with your eagle pose. You might try tree pose. You might try recline twist. And I think that actually wind relieving pose would be a fun thing to end with. So if you wanted to kind of couple up a couple of foundations, that was redundant. Then that might be a fun place to go after Garudasana. And I will raise you up on eagle's wings. Name all the songs you know with eagles in them down below. Thanks, my friends. I love doing foundations of yoga with you. Leave questions, comments below. I really like tending to the foundations questions so that we can all grow our practice to be really strong and happy and healthy. All right? Find what feels good. I'll see you next week.